that should boost your faith. You shouldn't draw back. Now, are we saying it's not going to be a level of fear? You damn right, because the scriptures say that we're going to be scared to say, furthermore, who are you? You can't, if the Lord behind the wall circle point to scare you, you going to jump, man. Like, you the only nigga the Lord going to scare, and you ain't, you go, oh. But Lord, and you just, whoa, what up? You ain't getting me. Nah, man, the Lord gonna get you, man. The Lord say fear gonna come upon us. We're gonna be scared and saying he's gonna help. So you gotta know that too, because you'll bug out. You thinking that you had to figure it out, then you get spooked. Oh, it must not be a bad. Nah. That happened with Peter and different men of the Lord, man. Right? Yep.
It's 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 7. But there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Right, so you're going to have these troops. They're going to be like madmen, man. They're going to be kicking in your doors, They're going to be dragging you out, like we read in the information, 4 in the morning. A lot of the cases, women going to be raped and ravished, right? But that's the time we're in. That's recorded in the script. That's not something we just came up with. That's documented.
It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. They shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Yep, and you see that brewing too. Don't think it would be a coincidence that you have this overwhelming, the numbers rising and projecting these, what they call them, you get kicked out of the house. Evictions.
Yeah.
Evictions. See, that's the scriptures, man. Because they projecting over so many million Americans to be evicted, man. Due to that pandemic that happened with the coronavirus, and so many people didn't pay their rent. These devils gonna call you up on that tab. So they already softening the blow. They said, look, we anticipate so many people to be evicted. And knowing these devils, they're gonna do that shit right around the winter. So you'll be desperate. That's what they're trying to do, push forth that desperation. So what can we do? Hey, here it is, you home, and they're telling you there's a program with this chip. Some people can qualify for $25. Some people can get 20 on their chip. Some people can get. Man, Jake gonna be best, especially after you sit a couple nights out there on the streets, cool, in your car. That's how they're gonna present it as a miracle by his miracle, right? But
verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Right, so it's going to be a time you're going to know who the chosen of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You're going to say, you know what, these are the Israelites right here, and these are the elect of the nation of Israel. You see certain men fulfilling Isaiah the 65th chapter, eating when the food becomes scarce. You're going to know in that day, the Lord dealing with this man. See, hey, we just beginning to come into the beginning of the story, man. Now you got to buckle up your seat. You're going to come into the beginning. And you know when they came out of Egypt, those first little miracles, that was just the beginning, man. They didn't even know they were about to go through the Red Sea, scarcely be saved, and the Pharaoh and his army drowned. They didn't even know all that. That was going to be on the planet Earth too, man. That's how that power got that fame. You remember when you read, what's that, Joshua? And so we heard the fame of him. That fame wasn't just talking about the flood. I mean, when they passed through the Red Sea, we were talking about all the miracles in between that, man. The power of the Lord has settled in Egypt. That's going to happen here in America, man. Yep, you're going to be like, oh shit, there's men around here that's working work, man. Right? Yep, go ahead.
It says, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved.
Right. You got certain people that understand this idea. That's why the Lord said, hear my beloved. Beloved is personalized. Everybody can't be the beloved, especially coming from the mouth of a warrior. The warrior, if the warrior calls you his beloved, that means you're in good. Everybody else is an enemy, man. Yep, right.
Says the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Oh, and that's the key word. I will deliver you from the same. Go to Revelation the 2nd chapter. I will keep you from the third chapter. Yep.
That's the point. Verse 75, Be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
Right, and why would the Lord even tell you to be not afraid? Because you're going to be afraid, man.
That's it.
Why would the Lord have to tell you that? Because it's going to be a very... Oh, the scriptures say that and the elect was frightened.
Revelation 15.
Yeah.
There was a fight.
There was a fright.
Yeah.
So that's why the Lord keeps telling you right there, be ye not afraid, because you're going to be afraid, man. Yeah. And even in the new body, the scripture says the angels stand before the Lord. But the Lord, now when you read certain scripture, like for example, scripture says the Lord has not given up the spirit of fear. That's going to not, when you're going out on the highways and byways and boldly teaching the word. You know, that keeps God going out. Fear. I'll tell you that now, I think it's that proverb where the scripture says, slothful man said, I will not go out because the lion is out. So we don't have the spirit of fear in relation to coming out pushing his word. But when all hell breaks loose, there's gonna be certain situations that happen. You're gonna be fear to come upon you, man. You know? But the Lord is gonna comfort us. Though you might ask me, hell, what? Fear not. You know? Let's go ahead.
It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
Yeah, or neither doubt. Right?
For the Most High is your God.
Yeah, the Most High is your God. What ultimately means what? The Lord is in control, man. The Lord is the one that put the spirit on you. The Lord can put a certain spirit of calmness on you too. It's not like we're going to be just all that either. We're not going to be sitting around sick and scared. No. The Lord going to put a spirit on us of calmness as well, man. You know? Yeah, go ahead. Hey, it's like it too. That's why you know this too, right? The Lord showed you the duality of things. Let me give you a couple examples real quick. John the Baptist. You remember early in the ministry, John went from being a super believer. He was telling everybody, there go the Lamb of God. He said out his own mouth. But what happened after he got locked up? He said, are you the one? Or should we send for another? That's heaven when you think about that. Because once you faced with afflictions and adversity, but the Lord know that. That's why you're in the flesh. That helps. So is you bigger than men like that? And even when you consider Peter, you remember it was the time when he threw out the sword and all that, he was ready. But then, then he even was denied because of the women and shit. It was a little girl saying something, a couple of people. But it was the adversity that came upon him that caused that shift. But it had to go along with the story. So the scriptures say we're gonna be gonna be frightened and so scare us, escape. Those key words that, because if you don't escape, you ain't walking up out of the building, you know what I mean? You step up out of the burning building and shit. No, man, you're gonna come out of there, your collar. First thing you see is your collar stick. That's what you're gonna need to escape in your life. A labor shirt. See, but that just shows those were strange. And John, certain things came upon him, but that adversity came upon him. But at the same time, the Lord gonna put the spirit on some men. And this time, who knows? The Lord put the spirit on some brothers to face it like, you know, like nothing. Yeah, gonna laugh at the church of fact. That's gonna be some spirit. That's why the scripture says, Lord is the guide of them. See, you can't conjure it up just because you know you remember that scripture, you're trying to laugh. You're nervous. Eating and shit. You try to fulfill scripture upon in your strength. The scripture says you're going to laugh, so let me start laughing. Now, the Lord going to put certain spirits on you to fulfill certain parts of the story, man. That's why what? Peter had to fulfill that part of the story. So we know he was a brave man and shit, but he had to fulfill that part of the story. So fear had to come in. That's good, huh?
It says, for the Most High is your God, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts.
And precept, my commandment and precept. So the Lord said he's going to be the God of us. You know what? That links up with Revelation, Romans 8:14, I believe. Led by the Spirit. And what's the other one? The Lord's Prayer. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me. That prayer is powerful. That prayer is going to, you better know that prayer in the time we're going into. That's when that prayer going to make all the sense in the world. If you don't get it then, it's going to make all the sense in the world when a gurkha tree falling in. Go ahead.
It says, and guided them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down.
Right. So you don't want to be like, oh man, I'm not worthy. Let not your sin weigh you down. Again, this is the ultimate mental game, man. Hey, just to be up there, man, teaching, man, it's a mental game, man. The scripture tells you to take heed how you hear. Being on the other side is a mental game. When you come into this field, when you come into this energy right here, man, it is a mental game that point on. You got to make it to this level. Like, certain people can't get up to certain levels. Like, you might have a guy that have on fringes, and it might be a level of a conversation. Like, that's the only level he can get to. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But he can't go into the next phase. Oh, the scripture tell you from faith to faith. That's dealing with levels, man. So even if somebody, you could stomach a person for 10 minutes, you couldn't foresee them lasting around you, man. Go ahead,
That's why it's a lot of weight, as I put on the scripture, 2 Peter 2:10, where it says, give diligence to make your calling relationship. Okay? Because in that day, as you're doing this work, right, you continue to do it to the fullest extent and with all your power, right, it leaves little room for doubt. Because when you get to that point in time, you'll know in your mind, like, you did everything that you could
that's a good point,
this word, man. All right? So that'll leave little room for doubt, knowing that you did all in your power to do this thing, all right? And so it'll build your faith, man. All right? So in that point, you're gonna be certain that, if you keep your faith in the Lord, you're gonna be brought through those things.
You know what proved that too? I made that statement. My meat is to do the will of him that finish his work. So he knew that would have pleased his power by finishing. So when you do everything, you finish the work, like I said, you ain't no doubt, then hey, you'll feel much better with what I did. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, woe be unto them that are bound with their sins.
Bound with their sins, go ahead, meaning your sins have not been cleared. Right? Go ahead.
And covered with their iniquities.
And covered with their iniquities. They go ahead, their uniform. See? Go ahead.
Like as a field is covered over with bushes.
Now, what do it mean if a field is covered over with bushes? That means there's no work being done. See? Go ahead.
And the path thereof covered with thorns.
And the path thereof covered with thorns. Right? Go ahead.
That no man,
go ahead,
may travel through.
Meaning what? You ain't doing the work. That's what that's going to do, because let's say if your door, right, you got the house, and the drive-through, everything is bushes that no man may travel through. That means you haven't been doing no work. First thing I'm gonna say is that's a slugger to me. Why he ain't that? But you know what? It said that no man may travel through. That means you can't teach nobody. Right? Watch this. Go ahead.
Verse 7, it is left undressed.
It is left what?
Undressed.
That means you ain't got the garment on. Naked. Yep, you found naked. See, go ahead.
And it's cast into the fire.
And it's cast into the fire. That's the story stay the same. So you can't go back and break this down different than what the story is. The story is you're gonna get the missiles, man. That's why the Lord even ended it off with that. They are cast into the fire. So that's the same story. All right. Yep. Go ahead. That's all.
God. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 38. For indeed, I will not think on the disposition of them which have sinned before death, before judgment, before destruction. But I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage, and the salvation, and the reward that they shall have.
Yeah, those are two extremes. All right? The disposition of those who are going to be delivered, yep, and they're going to move as pilgrims. And that's us, man. To move as a pilgrim means you're not attached. You don't have nothing attached to this world. Yeah, you're not attached to this world. You know?
And therefore wait till our it shall no longer be said, Lord, them the children out of Egypt. Right? But out of the land of the north. Okay? Why is that, man? Because that's going to be declared as the new Passover. Alright? Because during the Passover concerning Egypt, alright, who's ready to go? See, we said the Passover with the stick shot, the rod again. So that's the same spirit that we have concerning the downfall of the world. We're girded up and ready to go. You know? So So that's why scriptures consider this as a pilgrim, as being pilgrim, being ready to move from one place to another. All right, that comes from preparation. Okay, so you have to be ready to move from place to place. In other words, you got to be girded up. All right, and ready to go. And that's how the move of the Lord are.
And also say eat in haste, man. So when this word was in unto you, you gotta get it quick, man. Cause there ain't no time to say, yeah, King David played the part. You know, Deuteronomy 28. I mean, that's beautiful, knowing, you know, put the skin on you, but at this point now you both have the teeth to digest the meat, man. Cause all hell breaking pretty soon.
That on, you gotta have that breath. Right? They'll put the skin on it, but they ain't giving you the breath.
That's it.
Okay? In order to even escape, right? Escape, you gotta have the breath. All right? You know, in other words, you gotta have the spiritual stamina.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
If you running from something, you got to that's your ass, man. That's your job.
That's your start. That's it.
It is, man. We can do that people building you up in order to have that stamina to get through the tribulation. Right? Starting with the apostle elders on down to the place. Warn you about it.
Y'all got more people?
Yeah.
Come on.
Man, this is James chapter 1 verse 12. Blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Right. So enduring temptation, man. Okay? Enduring temptation is actually building yourself up to the point to where you're able to endure the harshness of temptation, man. Which is what? That the harshest temptation is going to come upon the nation of Israel is the mark of the beast. Okay? Because right now, it's like building the body. Okay? You're building the body to endure a certain amount of resistance. Okay? So the Lord right now is building us up with temptations to resist against the mark of the beast. Right? Yeah. That was it on that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Revelation 3 verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them.
That keeps like key word there's I. There go again. I will keep thee. The Lord himself is going to protect them, man. And that's it. But the Lord is going to protect the elect. So now that's why it's going to that children of hope. Now your hope is that you fall into that life. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yep.
All right, so this is how the CIA torture is the detainees. It says waterboarding, confinement, sleep deprivation. God.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that sleep deprivation, man. That deprivation is when you're deprived of sleep. All right, and what Jake love better than they catfish sandwich and they pork? Sleep. They love to sleep, man. So when you want to sleep, CIA got a form of and they deprive you from that. They'll put you in a little box, man.
Right.
And you are not going to be able to get
that.
any rest whatsoever, man. You're going to be deprived of sleep. They got it down to a T, man.
Hey, that's very annoying. Hey, even if you in a goddamn, and the scripture talk about your seat, your blanket being too short for you.
Oh, yeah.
Your bed being too short. Yeah, that's uncomfortable. The scripture talk about it. You got a seat for, a twin bed. If you in a clean, if that shit ain't covering you, you'll toss and turn all night. That's a torturing device. I'm gonna throw a seat in there with you in 2 weeks. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because they give the Northern Kingdom them what? 4 blankets.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's comforting versus a wool blanket or a cotton blanket over your body versus a damn something that's warm? What you think more comfortable, man? That's a form of sleep deprivation, man. When you ain't comfortable, you ain't getting your cover over your whole body.
Yep, it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Your feet hanging off the end of the bed. That's a mental thing. That's a part of that. Go ahead, I'll bring it up.
All right, I was trying to find different effects.
You got some on the seat? You bring it up.
It says the most famous sleep deprivation experiment took place in 1964. A California high school student managed to stay awake for 264 hours.
Yeah.
toward the end of the 11 days, he grew paranoid and even started hallucinating.
Yeah. It's like some Freddy Krueger shit.
Ryan started playing tricks.
Yeah, so he stayed up for 11 days, and they said that he started being paranoid. So that's the effects of the sleep, what they call it, sleep preparation? Deprivation. Oh, deprivation, yep. Being deprived of sleep, yep. That was it on that?
All right, so this says sleep deprivation. It said waterboarding, confinement, sleep deprivation. Oliver Laughlin takes a look at some of the enhanced interrogation techniques used by the agency. It says, jump down. It says,
No, they got this. They got the where they let the water drop. No, they let, yeah, you drop on your forehead. They drop on your forehead for a duration of time. They drive you fucking crazy. They kill you.
I think they did it on Milkbusters.
Oh,
The woman did it. She boiled out and shit.
bugged up.
She
Yeah.
couldn't take that shit. The motherfucker had diapers on and shit on herself and everything. Oh, real talk.
Yep.
This one of the torture methods is called rectal feeding and rehydration.
Nice. What's that?
Rectal feeding.
Rectal feeding. What the fuck is that? Man, Esau, man. Listen. But that's why Yahweh Shah said, at Solomon, he said, I have known certain things and such as madness and folly. That goes into Esau. See, to get to know Esau is to know madness and folly. See? Read that?
It says rectal feeding and rehydration. It said the torture report contains new information on the CIA's use of rectal feeding and rehydration. At least 5 detainees were subject to the process. It says, this report details how accused USS Cold Bomber was placed in a forward-facing position with head lower than torso while undergoing rectal feeding.
Come on, man.
Oh, man, sick, man.
Well, we're going to go more into this, you know, not just that, because we're going to get past that shit. We might not bring that back up. The idea of this torture that's going to go down by the so-called white man. That goes into, matter of fact, go to Daniel the 12th chapter real quick, start with the first verse.
It said at that time, shall Michael stand up.
Read that again.
And at that time,
At that time, see, there's a certain time that's preserved by Yahweh by Shah, man, which we know to be the time of Jacob's trouble. Go ahead, huh?
it said, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, who will stand up for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even to that same time.
That's the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And we just read some of those. You people gonna, a lot of you people, and I'm talking about those of you followers of IUIC or you follow certain guys, Dr. Umar Johnson or some shit. That CIA ain't gonna pick your ass up. Because it goes, matter of fact, go to that real quick. Go to the blue list real quick. Go to the blue list. See that? So all you people that think that this is just a game, you know, you can vent. You pull up your seat and pop your fingers, man, and start typing. You know what I mean? You're going to be called up on that. You're going to see how much you believe in what you believe in. When you called in as being a potential terrorist or a threat to the NWO. See? Go ahead.
This is the blue list.
Yep, go ahead.
These are also enemies of the NWO,
Yes, so these are also enemies of the NWO. Go ahead.
but are followers of the red
See,
list.
you're going to be followers of other guys. So all you followers out there, Adam Abbott. I remember I did a video on this nigga, and I had to shut the comments. But I didn't do it, but I looked up, YouTube did. YouTube said the comments are just, hey, these niggas, man, poured on my comment board by the drove. And they was defending Adam Abbott, right? But Adam Abbott don't teach that the mark of the beast is RFID chip. So all them niggas gonna get led to the slaughter. But the CIA said, fuck it, we coming after y'all who believe in that. What?
It said these people will be rounded up after martial law is in place and will be taken in detention centers and re-educated.
And they're gonna re-educate you by what? Torturing you. That's how they re-educate you. With torturing tactics. With the interrogation, they'll say, do you still believe in this idea? And then they hit your head with that shocker, you know?
Precept real quick.
Yeah, that breakfast. You ready to eat? Ready to eat again today?
Chicken and burger.
How wise you feel today? How hungry are you today?
Hungry but not as good.
God, this was Solomon 2 in 19. It said, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture.
So that was the so-called white man have come up with in his meetings, man. One of his formulas in how breaking you down is to examine you with the despiteful torture. Read this again.
He said, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his weakness and prove his patience.
And prove it. And they really want to do that to the elect. Now, when you go into the blue list, right, you're going to have followers of those other guys. They're going to be put to death. But the followers of us, just like we're going to be preserved, you're going to be preserved. Let's prove that. Give me Matthew 10 and start at 41. And give me that in Timothy. Save yourself. 1 Timothy, I believe. Give me Matthew 10 and start at 41 first. So those of you who subscribe to these words in the prophets, well, when the Lord deliver the prophets and reward us, he's going to reward those who believe on him. Go ahead.
Matthew 10:41. He that receiveth a prophet and the prophet of a Salaki. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
And where's the prophet's reward? Deliverance. So if you receive a prophet in the name of a prophet, which is Yahweh Shai, you receive a prophet, not just in a prophet, you got to receive a prophet in the name of Yahweh Shai. You receive a prophet in the name of a prophet, you're going to receive a prophet's reward. See, go ahead.
Now, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous
And that's
man.
the same thing. You receive a righteous man in the name of, who is that righteous man? Yahweh Shai. You receive a righteous man in the name of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Shall receive a righteous man reward.
And what's that righteous man reward? Deliverance. So when the scriptures talk about, the list, the kill list, talk about how the followers of these different leaders going to suffer the same fate as that follower. Well, those who follow us, guess what? You're going to be preserved, man. Scriptures say, mark the perfect man and follow him, for the end of that man is peace. See? So give me what you got real quick.
It's 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine.
Go ahead.
Continue in them.
Continue in the doctrine. Go ahead.
For in doing this,
Uh-huh.
thou shalt save both thyself
Yeah, so we're going to save ourselves. Go ahead.
and them that hear thee.
And those of you that hear us, man. See, so we have nothing to worry about. In fact, we are to hasten this. We waiting for all hell to break loose, man. We ready for this devil to stop pussyfooting around. We playing chess. Niggas, you know what I mean? Looking at the chess. Yeah, make a fucking move, man. Yeah.
Just like that, going back, hastening it. You don't practice all week just to practice another week. You practice it for that game. That's what we waiting on, man. You know?
Practice all week to sit in the gym. The towel around your
Yeah,
neck.
just to go practice another week. You practice for that game, man.
And we get, our minds have been prepared, man. That's why when you read, matter of fact, get that real quick, you ready to end up. I think that's Ezra 7 and 10. We got to prepare our minds, you know? And somebody can get, I think that's 1 Peter 1 and 13, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, this is the book of Ezra, chapter 7 and 10. It says, for Ezra had prepared his heart.
See, Ezra had what?
Prepared his heart.
Prepared his heart, man. See, that's the time we in. We're in the time we got to prepare your mind. Get your mind right. Now, how do you prepare your heart? By digesting his word. See? Go ahead.
It said, for Ezra had prepared his heart
Go ahead.
to seek the law of the Lord
And what?
and to do it,
And to what?
and to do it, and to teach
And to teach. See? Go ahead.
in Israel statutes and judgments.
See, so we are on the right page, man. We're doing what the scriptures require of us. Prepare our mind, and you prepare your mind by you go into the scriptures, where else your mind at? You know? Our mind is now locked in until your how about now something, man. Right? All right, so give me what you got.
1 Peter 1, verse 13. Wherefore gird up the loins
it.
of your mind.
See, gird up the loins of your mind, man. Right? Go ahead.
Be sober and
Yeah,
hope.
because scripture tell you how we was, matter of fact, give me Luke 4:18 real quick. See, what happened to us as a people, we was broken. But you know what was mainly broken? Our spirit, man. Our heart, our mind. Give me Luke 4:18.
God, this St. Luke 4:18, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
This is how it's speaking. See, go ahead.
It said, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor, and have sent me to heal the brokenhearted.
See, to heal the brokenhearted. That's your mind. Our mind, see? The Lord said, going to heal the brokenhearted. Go ahead.
It says, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering the sight of the blind, to set at liberty.
The blind as well. Go ahead.
To set at liberty them that are bruised.
See? But now the word is known as an ointment. Right? So how are we healing this? How are we getting our mind ready? Through the word, man. So go back here.
1 Peter 1:13, wherefore gird up the loins of your
How
mind.
you do that? With the oil. Because we was broken down inwardly, man, our mind. We thought that Esau, here it was, we was that indebted to our enemy. We thought that Esau in his ways was the standard, man. But that was the part of the breaking up. But now we can pull ourselves together through the word. Now so to pull yourself together, man. We can pull ourselves together, and it's by way of the word. Even more so in the time we're about to come into. Read that again now.
God, 1 Peter 1:13, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind.
See, pull yourself together, right? Go ahead.
Be sober.
See, there you go again. Be sober, which is dealing with what? Not getting into any other idea. It ain't necessary. When we say doctrines, that don't mean you got to have a note. You taking notes. A doctrine is any idea. If you leave here and you chase your dream, you leave out the truth. We hear about you got studio time. That's a doctrine, man. That's the one you got being sober. Now your mind occupied on a producer. Oh, like Chase White, but that little thing. That little marshmallow little nigga, man. He's like a marshmallow and a wife beater. Yeah, Michelin man. Shit coming all out. Marshmallow man. Shit coming all out his wife beater and shit. Go ahead,
God, it says, be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahweh Shah.
That's gonna cap it off. All right? But we are to gird up our mind. And the part of that is getting your mind ready for the time. You should be thankful to have the teachers of Great Millstone. Because we move according to the Spirit. Spirit will get on us and we just bring it out raw. We're going to the torture like we just did today. The torturing devices, the red list, the hell that's about to break loose, that's needed, man. That's what's going to help contribute and aid to the preparation of your mind. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash.
that belongs to our teachers, the head of the Akim, the elders of Great Millstone, Shalom to the brothers laboring in his work. And as always, you believers out there, the Akim as well as the Aqua, who strive to truth as well. So next time, Shalom.
Shalom, ETA, Abba.
Yeah. Supposed to do something now.